So I made 3 mistakes this month. The first mistake is that I said to you on several videos that I'm never gonna buy a Marvel comic book again. The second uh, mistake that I made is that I thought it was about Ghost Rider and that the title was just wreaking vengeance because vengeance is mine. That is the quote of Ghost Rider. That was my second. My third mistake is that I thought, because the original creators, like I said, artist and writer is on the team, and with the original I mean from the 90s, and then I thought that this must be good, right? No, it isn't. So I want you to bear with me. I'm going to talk about the comic for a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about something different related to this comic. So please watch to the end, because I'm gonna oh man, the steam is coming from my ears. Okay, so let's dive into. By the way, this Kyle Hodges cover is freaking fantastic. It's so good, so good. Costume also. I wish Kyle Hodges drew this. But hey, so let's dive in. We go into hell, and we see Michael, I believe it's Badilino, probably butchered it. Let's see, he is being hauled in hell by demons, and they want to torture him. And and we see a flashback about how he was created, and because Michael Badilino was formerly a police agent, and he was hunting down Ghost Rider, and there is some shenanigans happen, and he made a deal with Mephisto, and Mephisto transformed him into vengeance. I believe this part here is a flashback, only I didn't recognize this costume. I mean, I've been collecting Ghost Rider comics since the 90s, because in my country I cannot get American comics before that unless you own a comic store. So that was practically impossible. I know I have some translated Ghost Rider comics before that, from the 80s, mid 70s. I have to get that as well in American versions. But before that, no. So I start collecting Ghost Rider comics, and I followed the Midnight Sun story, who was one of my favorite stories ever. And I don't recognize this costume at all, because I know exactly what Vengeances look like from that time. Maybe there is something after that I missed, because I stopped collecting comics 8 years ago. I picked it up since last year, but then this is the part of the Midnight Suns saga, so this is not correct at all, and I'm going to show you what I mean with that, and you have to wait till the end. So, okay, there are villains with him, Hellgate and Skinner. They are also, being in jail in hell, and then at some point they want to torture him. And I'm going to skip a few pages, and then Skinner attacks him. He's getting freed, so they have a battle between them. And Skinner said, "Hey, listen, I got something tucked in my way for a very long time. There's a shot of the Ghost Rider hell-infused bone. Michael touched it and transforms himself into Vengeance, and then they escape. He creates a hell bike, which is pretty cool, I must say. And then he takes Skinner and Hellgate with him, because there is some kind of weak point somewhere in hell, and they can use it to escape to the material plane, to the earthly plane. But before they do that, they're getting attacked by monsters and by demons, and they, getting dispatched really quickly. And then, I'm going to show you some pages, because the story is very weak. It's very predictable. You know exactly what's going on. You know what's going to happen. And so I'm not talking about, the story much, because there is nothing much there, and there's some light humor. Yes, we cannot have a Marvel comic without humor. although those characters are not known for humorous quips. So he dives into lava or hellfire, and Hellgate says, "Well, listen, this, if you are going down, then you are going to die, because those are literally burning pits of hell. They even strip the flesh off of good and all bone." Cool, right? So he dives in, and then he comes back. Also cool, but what's happening with your clothes? I mean, it should have burned everything. Supposedly, Michael Badalino has now magic clothes. Okay, and then they use Hellgate to open up the gates, because that was the plan all along. Skinner cuts him up, and they transform, or go through the gates, and they go into Earth, and then we see the flashbacks about Michael and what Skinner has done, because what Skinner has done in the past, in episode of Spirits of Vengeance, that's a comic, by the way, and I'm going to show you that later. Although I do not have Skinner in it, because I couldn't find the book on time. And I'm not going to show you everything, but let's say Vengeance has a problem. What happened to his family? Skinner explained that he has to kill his wife and children, because he is a spawn of Lilith, and Lilith is the demon mother, and Lilith was looking for her hell spawn, and she discovered Skinner as a normal man, as a father, and she, well, if let's say Skinner made a decision to kill his family, because if they did not do that, his wife would be tortured for eternity before they killing her, and her son, who was Lilin, that's I believe of the demon line, they would make one of them. They made him into one of them. So he decides to kill them. Michael don't like that, so he basically kills them and sends them back to hell, and that's basically the book. So this is a very short video, but no, I'm not there, because this is basically an escape out of hell comic, and you've seen it all before with every other Marvel character who go to hell and go back to the earthly plane, etc. So what makes this different? This is not different at all. But what I wanted to show you, so first of all, Skinner looks here way skinnier, because Skinner was a big dude, and they made him smaller, and also the look of Vengeance. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. It's okay. So this is Vengeance, right? His costume is so hideous, and this is not the Vengeance I remember, because this is how Vengeance looks like. Now look at this. This is a fucking badass iteration of Vengeance. Look at his face. He has big fangs. His costume is badass. His leather jacket, all spikes, and it doesn't look cool. It just looks like a generic superhero-like costume. I mean, it doesn't look good at all. I'm going to show you some. I want to say clips, but that's not it. Some art. I mean, look at that. Isn't this fucking cool? Isn't this cool? And now look at this. Yeah. I know what I like. And skip. Here. This is classic Vengeance. Look at how cool that looks. Look how badass he is. Man, he kind of rips this demon apart, uses his spikes to get him and kill him, etc. And this is how he looks. Way badass. This is how Vengeance looks like. Not like this in a superhero costume, which looks like real bad. I mean, look at this. This looks trash, in my opinion. And I'm gonna show you another here. I prepared myself. Look at this. This is Vengeance. Look how cool this looks. This is incredible. This is so cool, right? You have to agree with me. Well, you don't have to, but and they changed this costume as well here. This is not his original costume. This costume sucks well, but I want you to show the difference of this iteration of Vengeance and, you know, oh my god. Oh my god, look at that. Okay, spoiler. I'm going to show you the ending. If you do not want to show your ending, skip to, let's say, no, 11 minutes. It's now 11:30. So I'm going to go quick there. Maybe I'm going to show you 1 second. Just bear with me. Okay, or 2 seconds. This is it. Okay, 50 seconds to go. 15 seconds to go, right? And look at how Vengeance looks like. Here, what a difference. What a fucking difference. Okay, so that's it. Welcome back. Oh God, so good. So, and you can say, well, what's the big deal? This is another artist, right? Yeah, of course, that's another artist. So I know that's not correct, but this is the artist from Ghost Rider from 1990. That makes no sense, 1990. So I'm going to show you here Howard Mackie, Javier Saltares, I believe that's the name. Okay, and to show you that I'm not joking, this is Ghost Rider #1, Spirit Reborn, 1990, by Howard Mackie, Javier Saltares. What's my problem? The problem is the art. This book is 30 years old. 30 fucking years. So I bought this because I thought it was the same art, the same visual energy. No! I'm going to show you a couple of pages here. How it looks like 31 years ago. Okay? Okay. So skip a few pages. Here, I'm going to show you some lighter stuff. Look at this. Yeah. Okay. Then skip. Look at this. Look at this. Backgrounds, surroundings, cool art. Look at this, right? And I'm going to show you, where is it? Where is it? I'm going to show you this. Holy shit. And I'm going to show you this. This is the same artist. And now I'm going back to this comic. And now you're going to tell me if this is better or the same. Now look at the difference. There is almost no backgrounds here. There is no wide shots except for 1 or 2. It's all this. It's all the same. There's no energy here. It's weak. This is the only background that you probably see except for the earth. Here. I mean, and now look at this page. Only this page. Not only that, I got Ghost Rider #2, also from the 90s. 150 at a time. Okay, going to skip a few pages again. Look at this part. The same artist, right? Look at how this flows. Look at the perspective. Now I'm going to show you a similar action scene from the comic Vengeance, which I believe that was Ghost Rider. My fault. So Vengeance, here, puts him behind his motorcycle and runs. Here. This is the difference from the same artist. Look how good this is and how look this mediocre is. It looks so bad. I don't get it. I absolutely do not get it. Look at this. And then we have another very cool villain from back in the day. Fans know him for BLACKHART. He's a vampire. Look at this. Look at the way of the shadows, the facial expressions, the visual body language. And then we see, again, I'm sorry for ranting the whole time. Look at his face. Look at his face. And now, look at this. It's the same artist. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it that you are 30 years more experienced and produce worse art than 30 years ago. Of course, in my opinion, but I think I'm not wrong. First of all, and then we dig a little bit deeper, because we go to the last couple of pages. I mean, this is a compilation of thanking everybody, etc., etc. And then I'm going to read. This special issue began development over 4 years ago, quotation mark, and went through many iterations before blazing to life as a story you hold in your hands. Okay. It's a labor of love, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So you telling me it took you 4 years to produce this story? 4 years I could have made up in my mind in less than 10 minutes. And you're gonna tell me that oh man, it's a labor of love. It's so cool. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then the worst. So we have here Howard Mackey says, I always thought of Vengeance as what Ghost Rider would be like if he was not constrained by the kinder heart of his human host. What if Ghost Rider wasn't such a wimp? Okay, I need to collect myself. So you telling me that Ghost Rider, the human form, Johnny Blaze, is a fucking wimp? You telling me that Johnny Blaze has a kinder heart? You idiots do not know nothing about the character. Yeah, Johnny Blaze is not a bad guy, but he was never kind. Yeah, maybe somewhere in the 70s. But after that, 80s, 90s, he was more like, I don't know, he's not Punisher-like, but he was not a good guy. Because, newsflash, gonna show you. Does this look someone who has a kinder heart? Are you telling me this is Johnny Blaze, who is Ghost Rider, the original Ghost Rider? He's so kind. Yeah, he's cutting this woman's throat open, by the way. Well, he's not doing that, but, he's very aggressive. And you're telling me, oh, no, Ghost Rider is such a wimp. Yeah, he's such a loser. Right. Okay. Correct. Right? So, yeah, this is what happened to the character. They're throwing off her building. Well, she's falling off a building. This is Ghost Rider. And you telling me that she is okay. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. I'm pissing. This pisses me off. This is the reason why I do not buy Marvel comics anymore. They piss all over the characters. They have no idea. Although these people have made this book, and you're gonna tell me that Ghost Rider is a fucking wimp? Are you kidding me? Does this scream wimp to you? Does this scream wimp to you? Oh, God. Stay with me here. I need to collect something. Sorry guys, there was someone on the door. I bought some records. Oh, you can see it. What is it? Well, I know what it is. Probably not your taste. It's but it doesn't matter. So yeah. God, I hate this comic so much. Do not buy it. It's not worth it. Stop buying Marvel crap. They're pissing all over your fandom. They do not respect the source material. They hate you. This is where it is. 90s comics, man. Yes, and I'm an old guy, and I'm not saying, well, everything is better in the past, but in this case, I showed you the evidence. This is a beautiful cover, but that's it. The interior and the story, it's shit. By Ghost Rider #1 or from the 90s. It's definitely more worth it. It's balls to the walls. It's Ghost Rider in his probably prime or something. Oh yeah, man, he's such a wimp, right? Yeah, he's such a wimp. Well, fuck you. Okay, enough of the rant. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe. Man, I can't even talk real normal now because I'm seething. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, share my video. Back BLACKHART Manor. I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, guys.